Welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Vault of the Vampire by Keith Martin. At the end of the last part, we were on paragraph 362 and we were about to decide whether to walk up and enter the half-open front gates or walk around the outside to see what you can make of the place. We're going to walk up and enter the half-open front gates and turn to 326. Here we go. Okay, 326. Now you put your shoulder to the heavy wooden gates and they open with a creak which sets your nerves on edge. You walk through a small entrance area into a large courtyard. Facing you, you observe great brass decorated doors across the courtyard and pass the entrance to what looks like a family crypt. There are also two doors to the west of you and a door just round the corner which opens into a southern part of the main building. Will you head for the brass doors to the north? Turn to 2. Open the door on the south, turn to 18. Open the upper west door, turn to 377. Open the lower west door, turn to 54, or head for the crypt, turn to 90. We're going to open the door in the south, turn to 18. Here we go. You open the door, it is very dark within, and you need your lantern to see by. Peering in, you can make out sacks of grain and some scurrying rats. There's a door in the west wall of this storeroom. Will you move to the west door in the storeroom? Turn to 67. Leave and approach the crypt if you haven't done so before. Turn to 90. Leave and approach the north doors in the courtyard. Turn to 2. We're going to move to the west door in the storeroom. Turn to 67. Pardon me. Here we go. You are just getting close to the door when the rats start to squeak, then they rush forward to attack you. There are too many for you to fight. You can either open the west door and go through, turn to 115, or retreat back into the courtyard, turn to 163. We're going to open the west door and go through, turn to 115. Okay, that picture isn't to do with this paragraph, so we'll ignore it. It's for the paragraph above. You fling open the door, then slam it shut behind you to keep the squeaking door at bay, or rather, squeaking horde at bay. You can find yourself in a dusty chamber with a wooden spiral staircase leading upwards. It is dark and cobwebbed, so you need your lantern to see by. As you head towards the filth-encrusted wooden steps, two man-like figures loom out of the shadows. The stench of death is strong about them, and their half-rotting hands clutch rusted swords. Roll 1 die and add 2. If the total rolled is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 217. If the total is greater than your faith, turn to 265. Okay, let's roll 1 die and add 2. 6 add 2 is 8. And our faith is 8, so just confirm our faith is 8. Yeah, faith is 8. So, and because 8 is less than or equal to 8, we can turn to 217. So we were guaranteed to win that really, but it was still, in theory, close. 217. I don't like getting 6s though. It's a bad omen. These zombies, as you can see these pathetic things must be, hesitate and allow you time to dash up the stairs without having to fight. Turn to 311. 311. The stairs end at a landing where you come to a door of black wood embellished with runes inlaid in silver. As you try to open it, the handle turns into a claw and grasps your wrist. Leave this place, the door intones sonorously. You're not allowed in here. The claw releases your hand. A talking door. You can try to get past it, turn to 342, or give up and go back to the courtyard, turn to 380. Okay, we're going to try to get past it, turn to 342. You hammer on the door with the hilt of your sword to avoid damaging its blade. The door retaliates by jabbing you firmly in the midriff with the metal doorknob. Eventually you break the door down, but you have to take some damage in the process. Roll 1 die. The number rolled is the number of stamina points you lose before you manage to smash the door down. Go roll 1 die. And we get 3. That's not bad. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so we have to lose 3 stamina points, so go down to 18. There we go. 21 minus 3 is 18. Well, obviously. Right. Beyond, the stairs continue upwards and you see the dim outline of a bell tower. You can also hear a high-pitched squeaking and fluttering. You can either press on upwards, turn to 33, or go back down to the courtyard, turn to 380. We're going to press on upwards, so turn to 33. That's not what we want. Here we go, 33. As you enter the bell tower, a flock of bats rises up and starts swarming in the air in front of your face. You must test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 86. If you are unlucky, turn to 133. It says test our luck. Although we're guaranteed to win because our luck is at maximum. So. Okay, so we need to roll 2 dice, and the total must be less than or equal to your luck score. Our luck score is at 12, so and the maximum dice score can be 2 dice score is the same number, so we're guaranteed to win. 7. So yeah, that was less than or equal to our current luck score. So we used a luck point though, so we're down to 11. So yeah, we were lucky. So turn to 86. Okay, here we go. You swing your lantern around and drive the bats off. They fly squeaking out into the enveloping blackness of the night. You see before you in the dirty bell tower some old bronze bells and one silver bell, which seems to glow with a very faint blue light. Roll 1 die and add 3. If the total is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 179. If the total is greater than your faith, turn to 233. Okay, so roll 1 die and add 3. Yep, roll 1 die and add 3. Okay, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 is less than or equal to our faith, which is 8. So we just managed to scrape that. So 179. I can't remember what happens if it's greater than your faith. 179. The silver bell radiates a sense of goodness to you. You look it over carefully, and inside the bell you find a name etched: Siegfried Heydrich. Although it could raise an alarm, on impulse you ring the bell. Turn to 280. Here we go, and that picture does apply to us. Let's have a look at him. Okay, 280. The clapper strikes the silver bell soundlessly, and a sudden shock runs through your body. You feel light-headed and half swooning. A majestic figure stands radiant in the air before you. Clad in shining chainmail, bearing a shield of the purest white with a great red cross, and holding a magnificent longsword, stands the shade of Siegfried Heydrich, former count of the castle in happier times. He stands just under 7 feet tall, and his flowing blonde locks frame his noble, smooth-complexioned and flawless face. The apparition speaks. Cleanse this place of shame and horror, brave warrior. My brother slew me by treachery, and I call on you to restore our good name and free the people from Reiner's thrall. In this place he has hidden my armour, my shield, and my great sword, Nightstar. I know not where they are, but I do know that a lesser magical blade, that of my faithful vassal Mikhail, is hidden below this tower. It is to be found in a secret chamber below a hidden trapdoor at the base. Go now, my friend, and destroy the dread evil of this castle. Then the ghost is gone. Turn to 337. Okay, so that was the ghost there. 337, let's go. You make your way down the stairs with renewed vigour and faith. Gain 1 faith point and 1 luck point. Okay, 1 faith point. Oh, that puts us above maximum. Oh, hang on a minute. Can the faith go above the initial? Anyway, our luck's back to maximum. I'll just quickly check. On 337. Let's have a quick check of the rules. Faith. Your faith score can be increased above its initial value. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, back to 337. Yeah, so our faith is now at 9. That's quite good. Always nice to follow the rules if I can. Okay, at the base of the bell tower you find the concealed trapdoor and retrieve the sword Siegfried described. Add the magic sword to your possessions. This magic sword is not a powerful one. It does not add anything to your skill when you use it. However, creatures are lurking about which can be hurt only by magical weapons, so the sword is very valuable. Also, when you tell it to do so, it will shine brightly in the dark. so you will not need to use your lantern again. Now you return to the courtyard, so turn to 380. Okay, let's note that we have magic sword. Let's make a new line because I don't want it continuing to go to the right, otherwise it will make it unreadable, or rather awkward to use. Magic sword. That's that done. Let's continue on. So 380, let's go. Returning to the courtyard. There we are, 380. Back in the main courtyard, you can investigate the crypt if you haven't done so. If you haven't already done so, turn to 90, or head for the main north doors, turn to 2. We're going to head for the main north doors and turn to 2. You push open the brass doors and walk into a well-lit entrance hall which is deserted. Floor mosaics and wall hangings of plain black and red give the chamber a sombre appearance, and for a moment you think you heard a faint moaning sound. There are 3 exits from the hall. Will you leave through a door to the north, turn to 101, a corridor to the east, turn to 256, or a door to the west, turn to 60? Let's go through a door to the north, 101. I think this is the right one anyway. I might have to go back if this isn't the right one that I remember. Yeah, I think this is the right one. Yeah. You push open the north door in the entrance hall and see a brightly lit corridor stretching out before you. The floor is tiled and there are small watercolor paintings hung on the walls. Before you there is a door on the east wall and further along one on the west wall. Between the two there is a side passage to the east. There is also a door facing you at the north end of the corridor. Will you open the north door, turn to 332, open the east door, turn to 172, open the west door, turn to 221, or go down the eastern side passage, turn to 353. Okay, let's open the east door, turn to 172. I think this is the right one. Yeah, this is the right one. You push open the door and come upon a scene of domestic homeliness. A cook and 2 servants at work tables preparing food. However, there is an unpleasant smell mixed in with that of the food, a vile, rotting smell which catches at the back of your throat. The workers look up at you with mindless eyes, and you see at once that they are zombies. Roll 1 die and add 2. If the result is less than or equal to your faith, turn to 238. If the result is greater than your faith, turn to 275. Okay, we're guaranteed to win this because our faith is even higher, but like always, we'll do it anyway. So roll 1 die and add 2. 6 add 2 is 8, so, and that is less than 9, so because our faith is currently 9, so we can turn to 238. Okay. The zombies pick up knives and cleavers, but they are keeping well away from you. You might be able to get past them and through the entrance into the main kitchen and stores to the east if you try. If you do, turn to 282. Or will you attack the zombies, turn to 105, leave and go to the north door in the corridor, turn to 232, leave and open the west door in the corridor, turn to 221, leave and take the eastern passage off the corridor, turn to 353. Okay. We're going to fiddle-dee-dee. We're going to get past them and through the entrance into the main kitchen. So turn to 282. Here we are. Now, the kitchen contains some good food: bread, biscuits, cheese, sweet dried fruits, and so on. You can gather plentiful supplies here. Add 6 to your provisions. Okay. Wait a minute. 200, let's remember this. 282. Can we keep adding to our provisions? Your backpack contains enough provisions for 10 meals. No, it doesn't say we can't add more. It just says that it contains enough. It doesn't mean that we can't add more to it. That just implies what we already took with us. Yeah, so we can keep adding more. Yeah, I was a bit worried there. Now, the rules are slightly ambiguous. Anyway, Yeah, so 6 to our provisions, that's quite good. So let's add 6 to our provisions, so we're now on 18. I just haven't used any. Brilliant. Now, are you searching for herbs for an alchemist? If you are, turn to the paragraph with the same number as the jar he asked you to bring him. If not, you leave here and return to the main corridor. Now, will you open the north door, turn to 332, open the west door, turn to 221, follow the eastern side passage, turn to 353. We're going to open the west door, so turn to 221. Yep, wrong way. Or rather too far. Here we go. Oh, it's a big one. You open the door into a large and plushly decorated dining room. A huge centrally placed mahogany table is flanked by chairs. It groans under a weight of silver cutlery, utensils and crystalware, laid out on lace cloths. Heavy drapes are drawn across the windows to the west, and there is a large tiger skin rug stretched out by the north wall. Just past this is a half-open door. Deciding to investigate the room beyond, you walk past the rug, but you hear a growl and a snarl. Then the thing rises to its feet, and its eyes gaze at you with hostility. Snarling fangs and claws and fur are about to fly at you, so you must fight this unusual enemy. Tiger skin rug, skill 7, stamina 7. I mean, seriously, the tiger skin rug's its wrath should be aimed at the one that skinned it, not at me. Anyway, right, so tiger skin rug, let's do a battle. So tiger skin rug, is that all one word? Tiger skin. Yes, it is. Right. Okay, so skill 7 and stamina. Stamina 7. Let's put 7 and then comma. Okay, so right here, the first battle. Right, we have to roll 2 dice and then add it to the enemy's skill. That's that attack strength. So the enemy first, and then we do for me. Blah 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 blah. I won't be using luck because this will be easy. So 2. So okay, he gets a 7. So we add 7 to the skill, which is 7 for him, and so enemy attack will be 14, and my attack will be 5 plus, what's my skill? My skill is 11, so 5 plus 11 is 16, so I win that one. So it goes, so the stamina goes down to 5, there we go. Okay, next, let's do it again. Okay, 6 plus 7 is 13, can't seem to count, can't seem to do basic arithmetic. Okay, 6 plus 7 is 13, yep, so I'll just write that, I'll write down 13 for him now. Enemy attack 13, and I get 4 plus 11 is 15. There we go, so I just win that again, although a little bit too close for comfort there. So he goes down to 3, even though a tiger skin rug is already dead. I don't know how it's alive, but and again, its wrath should be aimed at the one that skinned it, not at me. You know, he's its priorities sort of resetting. Anyway, 2. So 2 plus 7 is 9. So 9. So I'm guaranteed to win this. And I get 9. 9 plus 11 is 20. So I get 20 for that one. Wrong thing. So 20 for this. And it goes down to 1, so just 1 more. I won't waste a luck point. I'll just do it again. There's no point. No point wasting a luck point. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, so it gets a 9 for itself. 9 plus 7 is 16. There we go. Can't need to do basic arithmetic again. It puts me under pressure. Anyway, 16 for him. 9 plus 7 is 16. 16. And I get, so I could actually lose this one if I get a bad score. 6 plus 11 is 17, so I just scrape through on that one. So 17 for this one, and I win without taking a hit. Good. That's that. Lovely jubbly. Let's get rid of the buzzing. Don't know if you can hear that, but it is there. Okay, so we win that without taking any damage. If you win, you can take some treasure from this room. Some silver items small enough to carry, worth a total of 4 gold pieces. So let's add 4 gold pieces to our gold. So we're now at 4. No, 4 plus 2 is 6, so now it's 6. Still can't count. Okay, so now it's 6 gold. You look around the door to peer into the next room, turn to 364, and there's a picture of the beast that we just fought. Okay, so yep, turn to 364. Okay. You look into a very snug room that is evidently used by diners who have had too much to eat and drink. Among the armchairs, footstools, and cushions, you spy 2 objects of note. First, there is a decanter of what smells like brandy. Although there are only 2 large measures left in the decanter, each one will restore 4 lost stamina points. You can drink one or both now or save the brandy for later. If you do this, add it to your possessions, subtracting a measure when you consume one. If you keep the brandy, you can drink it at any time except during a combat. Okay, do we need any now? Let's save it. Let's save it. Let's just put 2 measures of brandy and then plus 4 stamina. There we go, lovely. Okay, so we use them when we need them, because I'm only 3 short of maximum, it'll be a waste for now. Yes, that's pretty much the equivalent of, we now have about 18 plus 20 provisions now, more or less, you know, counting the brandy as provisions, because provisions give you 4 stamina. Although it didn't say that we can't use it, because I know we can only use 1 provisions on each paragraph. We can't just use loads of them. But this didn't say that, so in theory we could get back 12 stamina points at once, because it didn't say that we can't have the measures of brandy at the same time as using the provisions. So yeah, so that's pretty nice actually. Anyway, where are we? Blah blah blah. There is also a small drape across one corner of the room, and when you draw this back, you find a small silver mirror on a table. If you wish to take this, add the silver mirror to your possessions. Okay, so let's put silver mirror. Lovely. Okay, actually I'll go to the next line next time. Okay, okay, silver mirror as well, lovely. You leave and go back to the corridor. From the east door opposite you hear a loud slamming sound and a shout. Perhaps something has been discovered or someone has been alerted. You must now decide either to open the northern door, turn to 332, or to head down the eastern side passage, turn to 353. We're going to head down the eastern side passage, turn to 353. Where are we? We're nearly there. Oh, go away. Oh. I apologise for that. It's I clicked that thing and it opened up my web browser, which is Pale Moon. I use a program called Pale Moon as a web browser. Really annoying, actually. This is Foxit Reader, and they've sort of made it worse, of course, by adding annoying things to it. You can sort of click something by accident, and it opens up your web browser to open up Foxit in the web. It's pretty annoying. Anyway, so we were going to 353, weren't we? Okay, after progressing some 10 feet, you come level with a door on the north side of the passage, and then the dimly lit tiled corridor continues to a door at the end. Will you open the north door, turn to 307, or the door further along, turn to 258? We're going to open the north door, so turn to 337. Here we go. You open the door and enter a shrine of some kind. The room is unlit and you need a light source to see by. There are white and yellow cloths on tables wall hangings decorating the rooms, small stools, and a writing table. There's also a book lying on a chair which attracts your attention, so you pick it up. It is a history of the lives of some famous holy men and healers, and it has a signature on the flyleaf, that of Gunther Heydrich. You can take this book with you if you wish. If you do, add the Book of Healers to your possessions. Okay, we are loaded with stuff, aren't we? Book of Healers. Fandiddlyastic, right. There is a spy hole on the east wall, and you stand on a stool to look through it. Beyond, you can see a bare chamber with a pair of zombies standing motionless on guard, holding fearsome halberds, or halberds, however you pronounce it. Halberds, whatever. Behind them is a half-open door leading into a bare chamber with stone steps going up. There doesn't seem to be any way of getting into the zombie chamber from here, so you leave and head for the door at the end of the eastern side passage outside. Turn to 258. Yep, 258. Okay, you see that there is a plaque on the door with the inscription Dr. Karl Adenauer. You knock politely, and a wavering but sharp voice answers. Come! You step in and see a grey-haired, middle-aged man in robes sitting at a desk covered with papers neatly stacked up in piles. The room is chock full of books and papers, and the man peers at you over a crystal ball mounted on a dragon's foot which stands on his desk. Dr. Adenauer, young man, he says rather needlessly. Sage in the employ of Count Rainer Heydrich. Wretched man, never gives me enough money for my research. These important books cost a fortune, and he indicates a wall full of bookcases with a sweep of his hand. He looks grumpy, but he isn't hostile. At least he doesn't seem to be. Will you attack him? Turn to 242. Talk to him? Turn to 75. Leave and return to the corridor? Turn to 181. Well, we certainly won't attack him, because that's just really stupid. We're going to talk to him, of course, so turn to 75. You are wondering what to say, but the sage talks freely of his own accord. Mostly he goes on about how mean the count is, and how he, the sage, needs more money for books. You realise that you're going to have to pay for information, and it isn't going to come cheap. While you're wondering how much to offer, and how to do this politely, the sage suddenly announces, "Of course, for a goodly sum in gold I could get you into the library. Who knows what you might not find in there?" You can ask the sage about various matters, but you'll have to pay him for each answer you get. He will accept gold pieces or any treasure items of equal value. You can choose what you want to ask about from the list below, but you must pay for each answer you get. The sage demands payment in advance, and he doesn't haggle. For each question you will be referred to the paragraph with his answer, then referred back to this paragraph. You could ask about getting into the library, 6 gold pieces, turn to 246. Where the count can be found, 3 gold pieces, turn to 254. Relatives of the count in the castle, 3 gold pieces, turn to 209. Nastasia, the missing village girl, 2 gold pieces, turn to 185. What's in the crypt? 2 gold pieces, turn to 303. Any afflictions you have? 2 gold pieces, turn to 394. Okay, after you have finished paying for information and reduce the amount of your treasure accordingly, you leave the sage to his musty old books and manuscripts. If the sage has given you an item, you follow his directions, turn to 332. Otherwise, you leave and return to the passage outside, turn to 47. Okay, okay, we need to ask about getting into the library. So we're going to have to waste 6 gold pieces here. Well, not really waste, but spend 6 gold pieces. So let's put our gold back down to 2. Because, oh no, wait a minute. No, we need to put it down to 0, don't we? Because that's all we have. Yeah, so I can't count today. Yeah, so we have 6 gold pieces, and we just spent all 6 of them. So, well, the equivalent of 6 gold pieces, because of that treasure that we nicked. I mean, how silly is that? We just sort of went into a room, nicked the treasure, and paying him with it. I mean, he could have done it himself. It's like walking into a shop, finding some money on the floor, and then paying for something with it. I mean, which I have actually done in the past. Because the shopkeeper or the assistants, they could have picked the money up themselves and not have to offer me something, but I picked up money in their shop and bought something with it. It's a bit ridiculous, but I was the one to find it. Nothing they can do about it. Anyway, yeah, so we spent 6 gold pieces, and this is all we can spend our money on because we can't afford anything else. So we're going to turn to 146. Oh, there's that bear again. Yeah, we looked at that in the last video. The sage whips out a silver key from a waistcoat pocket after taking your fee. You notice that the key has the number 378 engraved on it. That'll get you in, he says. Back down the corridor to the west, turn right and open the north door with this. Return to 75. Okay, so key with 378. Is it a silver key or what? Yep, a silver key, 378, I'll write down. Silver key, 378. Lovely jubbly. Whoops, I seem to have closed the thing. Or rather, minimised the window. Okay, so return to 75. Yep, turn to 75. Or rather, return to 75. Okay. Leave the sage to his musty old books and manuscripts, so leave and return to the passage outside. Oh no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, he gave us an item. You follow his directions, turn to 332. Yeah. Yeah, so 332, I apologise for that. Oh yeah, because we're following his directions, otherwise we have to go back ourselves or something, yeah. So yeah, so 332, we follow his directions. Yeah, so this is the 332 that we saw earlier. Yeah, I apologise for that. I'm being really stupid today. This door has a small silvered lock. Do you have a silver key? If you have, turn to the paragraph whose number is the same as the number on the key. If you haven't, you can't open this door. You can either go back and open the west door in the corridor if you haven't already done so, turn to 221, or go down the eastern side passage, turn to 353. Okay, it's the key we need, so 378. 378 we go. So, yep, here we are. Okay, you enter a library lit by a golden globe of soft magical light hanging in the air. There are hundreds of books on the bookshelves, but one particular shelf is full of works concerned with the history of Mortvania and the Heydrich family, and you look quickly through some of them. You read of the time when Siegfried was count and the land flourished until Siegfried disappeared mysteriously and Rainer became count. Since that time, misery and fear have been the people's lot. It seems that many Heydrichs have been cruel and despotic tyrants. Of Rainer's great-great-grandfather Eckhart, you read a small text which states that the folk say he is vampire. On the frontispiece is written in elegant, sloping writing, and now I have attained that blessed state. Since Rainer Heydrich's signature is on the flyleaf, you know what this means. Just as you feel that you have spent too much time here, you come across a small untitled book with many illustrations of weapons. One page, page 188, has a slight magical glow which draws you to it. This leaf of the book is a beautiful illuminated etching of a sword, covered in runes and held to the sky by a powerful muscular bronzed arm. You take this book, add the book of swords to your possessions. Okay, book of swords. And make a note of the number of the magical page, 188. There we go. Yep. Now you leave and you search in the eastern side passage for the stairs which will lead you to the floor above. Turn to 47. 47, here we go. After careful searching, you find a secret door in the passage on the north wall. some 10 feet from the door at the end of the passage. Or no, let me start that again. I said that wrong. After careful searching, you find a secret door in the passage on the north wall, some 10 feet from the door at the end of the passage. You open it and enter a bare chamber with a half-open door in the east wall. Standing guard here are 2 zombies bearing pole arms. Your faith will not protect you against these mindless but thoroughly trained guards. Fight the zombies one at a time in the doorway. I will do that in the next video because this has gone over 35 minutes now. So in the next video I will fight the zombies one at a time, which shouldn't be too bad. Then I'll go to 348. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you can join me for the next video, which will be continuing the book. So thanks a lot for watching, and goodbye.